This is the story of two friends, an inventor and a salesperson, who, after reaching their lowest point, invented a device that goes on to become a global sensation. A guy called Matt, a part-time inventor, enters a business carrying a red suitcase at the start of the movie. He makes an attempt to upsell the shop owner on an invention of his, a dog watch. Somehow, the watch knows what their dog is contemplating. Concurrently, a dubious marketer who is his buddy attempts to offer golfers the same watch. Regretfully, neither is able to sell the watches since prospective buyers don't recognize their worth. Matt, who lives with his girlfriend, dreams of being famous and wealthy one day with his invention. Matt is working on a new watch dubbed a lottery watch, which displays a series of 6 distinct numbers when a button is pressed. With great excitement, Sam and Matt want to offer their watches to lottery fans so they can utilize the clocks to produce a random number sequence instead of paper. Although they are certain to succeed, Bean, a coworker, is less confident since their workplace is filled with failed innovations. Gina, Matt's girlfriend, is a hostess, and she shows her coworkers her boyfriend's latest creation. Gina is completely enamored with him because of his excitement and unique perspective on life. While driving, Matt and Sam are trying to figure out how to get extra money for watches. They work well together. Sam attempts to market Matt's products, while Matt is the innovator. Sam suggests using the money to wager on greyhound races. Matt reluctantly agrees to his friend's suggestion, believing it to be a sign from God. They placed a wager on a dog that poops before the race. Unfortunately, the two lose $400 and their dog doesn't win. When Matt takes Gina up from work that evening, he informs her that they are now searching for funds in order to purchase watches. Aware of her spouse's vices, she inquires as to whether he attempted to visit the casino. Matt responds negatively. Once they go back home, Gina tells everyone that her airline is letting her retire early and she'll be receiving the $20,000 award. Matt, Gina, Sam, and Cinda, Sam's girlfriend, come together for dinner one evening. Sam explains that when they succeed, Gina will be able to leave her work, and they enthusiastically talk about the idea. Then, when intoxicated, Cinda unintentionally discloses that Sam and Matt bet on a greyhound race. Gina gets up and leaves the table, furious. Matt apologizes as he follows her. Gina informs him that while he wagers on greyhound racing, she works and settles their obligations by herself. With 60 million people playing the lottery, Matt assures her that they would never do that again and reiterates that all will change if their watches become profitable. Even 1% of them may be able to pay off their obligations by selling the watches. Sam and Matt are having a beer at the bar the next day and talking about what occurred the night before. Matt, Sam, and Cinda attempt to sell the watches over the course of the next several days, but nobody is interested. One day, a guy by the name of Nukin walks up to them and says he's an advertising man. Matt states they don't have any money for advertising, therefore he is not interested, but Nukin assures him they will pay for it. Nukin is adamant about scheduling a meeting to go over their offer. His proposition is met with confusion and disbelief from Sam and Matt. Afterwards, they go back to their shop and exchange more ideas on how to market the watches, but all they manage to do is aggravate one another. Bean argues it would be fraud and walks away when Sam offers to take out a loan while lying about their financial status. When Matt gets home, he informs Gina that things are not going well for them. Gina vehemently objects when he asks her to accept a loan from his wealthy sister Louisa. Matt is adamant, and Gina agrees to comply, but only under the proviso that Matt would have to work for Louisa's firm in the event that the watch business fails. When Matt and Gina go to Louisa, they find out that she and her husband have won a $40,000 award. They ask Matt and Gina to join them on their planned trip. A few days later, Matt visits Sam and informs him that Louisa has allowed him to borrow $7,000, which they would use to purchase dog watches. But before they can begin, they need an additional $3,000. Sam recommends playing blackjack. Matt refuses, but Sam persuades him by explaining that they would only utilize a portion of the funds and set aside the remainder for the purchase of the watches. Unfortunately, they lose all $77,000 after a tiring night playing blackjack. While traveling, Matt pulls off and tells Gina that he can't go home after what he'd done. Matt recalls Nukin's offer to sell the watches via their business in exchange for a cut of the proceeds. Sam first objects to the notion, but because they are at a loss for options, they choose to get in touch with Nukin. They visit the corporate office and have a meeting with the CEO there. According to Nukin, they would take care of the investment negotiations and promotion. Sam becomes upset when he learns that they will only get 4% of the sales proceeds. Nukin informs him that they are essentially bankrupt and that they would not have come here if they were in a position to talk. Nukin and the CEO finally realize they can't work together in the business world and depart. While Matt is upset with his pal, Sam reassures him that they can succeed on their own. Sam tells Gina what he did with the money that evening. Feeling let down, she starts weeping and shuts herself in the room. Later on, Gina announces that she is moving in with her sister as she packs her luggage. It's too late for Matt to stop her. When Matt tells Sam everything the next day, his buddy attempts to console him by promising him that Gina would forgive him and that they will resume their previous relationship. Gina, on the other hand, is not handling the separation well and mixes alcohol with tears. Matt's innovation shop then files for bankruptcy and shuts. After bidding farewell to their staff, Matt and Sam each get a normal job. Gina's colleague at work attempts to comfort her, telling her that they were a wonderful pair. However, Gina wants to move on from the past and isn't interested in talking about him anymore. One evening, Matt comes upon an advertising for his invention on television. It's clear that Nukin took his concept and is passing it off as his own. Matt gives Sam a call right away, and when he finds out, he loses it. They see a lawyer right away, and he offers to assist them on a pay-as-you-go basis. Matt and Sam join a 12-step program a few days later. These peer support groups assist individuals in their recovery from behavioral addictions, drug use disorders, and sometimes other co-occurring mental health issues. One evening after work, Gina discovers a message from Matt on her answering machine informing her that he has settled the sum he owes her. While Matt and Sam are in the pub, we learn that they are unable to sue Nukin's corporation due to their inability to pay for an effective attorney. Furthermore, they have little chance of defeating a business of this magnitude since they can afford to retain much more skilled attorneys. After discussing their boring 9-to-5 occupations, Matt declares he wants to be Employee of the Month. Sam loses it and declares that, given how dull his life has been, he doesn't want to pass away. Matt seems to have been inspired by this conversation, as he starts working on a new idea as soon as he gets home that evening. He enthusiastically asks Sam to open 2 beers when he phones him at his residence the next day. At that moment, Matt presents him a bottle opener that plays an audio clip that says, "I love beer," each time he opens a drink. Sam is ecstatic and eager to begin selling his clever bottle openers. But in order for them to get going, they need money. Sam starts to look for a means to gather money after saying that this innovation would improve their life. Sam asks Gina to a restaurant so they may discuss Matt and his latest creation. Gina is pleased, but her attitude shifts when Sam tells her why he summoned her here. Sam suggests that she take out another loan from Louisa, since she could be interested in investing in this initiative. Gina declines since, by requesting that $7,000, she has already tarnished her reputation. Still, she slips the bottle opener into Gina's purse under Sam's prodding. Sam has another idea one night on how to get the money, so he sends Matt to the desert to steal a cactus and sell it for a big profit. Sam takes out 2 shovels and begins to dig, but quickly finds that this is not a smart move. When Gina shows her co-workers the bottle opener she discovered in her suitcase, they fall in love with it right away. Gina receives an offer from Louisa to work for her firm as a real estate agent, and she celebrates with her colleagues on her final day of employment. She gives Matt a loving embrace when he visits her at that same time. After spending the night together, Gina urges him to give Sam a call because she has to talk to them about something. Gina says that while Louisa has declined to provide funding for the project, everyone who has seen the bottle opener has been enthralled. However, Gina offers to contribute the $220,000 she won as a reward from the firm she worked as a hostess for to the initiative. Gina advises employing Bean as an accountant and clearing the $6,000 debt they acquired from him. When she finally demands a part of the earnings, the 3 exchange handshakes. As soon as possible, Sam and Matt set to work, hiring a professional voice actor to provide the sentences that the bottle opener utters each time it opens a drink. Gina calls Matt one evening to inquire on the project status, and Louisa comes into her room. Gina is criticized by her for continuing to put her confidence in Matt, despite the fact that, in their many years together, he has accomplished nothing worthwhile. Gina, however, encourages Louisa to refrain from interfering since she is certain that this idea will succeed. Everyone is happy to see the 5,000 bottle openers when they eventually show there. However, they discover that the bottle opener has a baby voice when Sam tries one. They get anxious and try hundreds more bottle openers before realizing that every single one of them is broken. Matt complains over the phone that the bottle openers are all broken to the Chinese manufacturer. Gina informs him that he must go to China in order to settle the matter. Matt visits the business the next day and resolves the issue. Thankfully, the business can make 100 bottle openers for the market. Everyone is nervous as the crew heads to Los Angeles to showcase their product. They don't draw much business at first, but then a men's clothing shop owner shows up. He chooses to get 72 bottle openers after emphasizing that this one would be the ideal present for a male. People then begin to line up to purchase the bottle openers. Nukin and his supervisor are equally astounded and envious of them. The talking bottle opener soon proves to be a huge success, selling 10 million copies in 18 different nations. After years of waiting, Gina buys her ideal home and reconciles with Matt. Sam goes to the casino with his girlfriend Cinda to have fun, since he hasn't forgotten his bad habits, and the story ends with this.